China.
Well, actually, this is this is very much in line with what I'm talking about.
Right.
About statistics, about quotas, and about how things are promised, but nothing comes to fruition.
Yeah.
Or if it does, it's for propaganda. So back in the day, I should say last year, Xi Jinping created this thing called, it was actually part of Xi Jinping thought, okay, which I'm pretty good at, pretty well versed in Xi Jinping thought. I've done a lot of deep dives onto his literature that I guarantee you he didn't write.
Sure.
But anyway, Xi Jinping thought is this new era for China. It's proclaimed kind of like Mao's little red book. It's this new era of rules and how China's going to progress.
Yeah.
And one of Xi Jinping's thoughts was actually his great toilet revolution.
The toilet revolution.
And you can laugh all you want, but if China needed anything, it's a toilet revolution.
Absolutely.
Right? So the idea was that, well, I mean, he never declared that China had a toilet problem. What it was is that we need to get the rural countryside to catch up with the cities in terms of toilet quality. Yeah. And I can attest that both the countryside toilets and the city toilets are usually bad, unless you go to like a
and by
nice
toilets
mall.
We're talking about public toilets.
Public
here.
toilets,
not in someone's home.
No.
Well, in the rural, yes, in someone's home it's going to be terrible, but just in general, the public toilet system in China. For those of you who are not aware, first of all, there is no toilet paper on offer in the public toilets, unless, like you say, you go into some kind of very fancy upper class mall or something like that, and even then, usually not.
Right.
It's lacking.
It is.
Okay.
So why don't we just play a little footage?
We'll show you now.
This was not cherry picked, by the way. This is just from your video. Yeah, stuff we've seen around the country.
This was actually remember what was that? What's that place again that we used to go riding all the twisties around the reservoir there? Heyuan, Heyuan. Okay.
This is we ate here.
Yeah, this is like a little restaurant in Heyuan. I asked the boss if I could go up to use the toilet, and he directed me to the toilet, which, as you can see here, is in the kitchen. And for those of you who don't know whether it's in the kitchen or not, there you can see some of the raw materials hanging around. There's this wok on the wall. There's the toilet. There are some eggs in a bag, because we had like dan chao fan or whatever. You know, a very simple menu. He'll make food for you in his restaurant.
Hey, piss eggs.
Yeah, but that is the toilet in the kitchen where the food is prepared. Okay?
Can I pause it for a second?
Sure.
Can you go pause it on that?
Yeah, sure.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
It's something I've not seen just once, and I think you can attest to this. I have seen vegetables in the toilet.
Yeah. No, being washed in the toilet. Yes. Yeah. Look,
because there's running water.
You have to understand that. Look, we're not trying to make out as if this is the whole of China. Okay, of course not. No. But when we've traveled via motorcycle around China to the more rural parts of China, this kind of thing can be quite common. Not only in the rural parts, but if like just a crappy barbecue restaurant or something. In the kitchens, some of them aren't very well equipped. They don't have proper sinks and things like that. They'll just have like a squat toilet in the kitchen, which is first of all used by the staff. But then it's also, they've got like a hose pipe and a faucet there, a spigot, a tap, whatever you call it, with a like hose pipe on it, right?
Yeah,
and then
they all too well.
They use that to like clean themselves, but they also use that to like clean the vegetables. There's the water. There's the so-called sink. Is that squat toilet? I've seen vegetables being washed there.
Me too.
Yeah, and on more than one occasion.
Yes. Anyway, keep going.
Right.
We'll even show you some that are in downtown Beijing.
Now this was in that Dong minority. Was it? No, it was the Yao minority, right?
Yeah.
In Hunan.
In Hunan.
And they invited us into their home, which was very nice.
It's very cool.
Squat toilets are common, by the way, in China. It's
honestly, theirs is cleaner than the average like.
Yeah, theirs was great. Yeah. Squat toilets, by the way, would you say it's the majority of people use them in China?
Yeah,
absolutely, the majority. Yeah. I mean, foreigners when they get there will probably find it difficult.
You learn to squat, and I couldn't do it in the beginning, and then I heard something pop in my ankles, and I could do it.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of apparently like beneficial health benefits to using squat toilets. Like you're not sitting on a seat.
Yeah, it's hemorrhoids and stuff.
Yeah, and whatever the case,
blood flow
there are lots
it's
of
true.
There are lots of health benefits to it.
Yeah,
but also it can be awful too.
Yeah.
Okay. It's difficult to get used to if you've grown up with Western toilets. These are some toilets.
Actually, I'm going to flip that on its head.
Right.
I'm not used to Western toilets anymore. I'm used to Japanese toilets now.
Oh, yeah,
because
exactly.
we've all invested
with the bidet,
in bidet.
Bidet.
And heated and dried.
Yes.
With all the buttons on it. I can't use normal toilets anymore.
Now, what you're seeing behind us here is from the Beijing hutongs.
Yeah, this is downtown Beijing.
Yeah. This, honestly, I filmed this when I was in Beijing in 2019, just before I left. These are like very good toilets.
Yeah.
Okay, this is
an example of something good.
This is what you'll find in the tourist areas of the Hutong part of Beijing. Hutongs, for those of you who don't know, are these like alleyways, which is like the old traditional Beijing.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. You walk down there, you get ripped off by tourist tech.
Yeah, of course. I like the setup.
Yeah. Now, you can see it's nice and clean. One thing you might notice is the lack of privacy.
Oh, yeah. That's actually something. Do you know one time? Did I ever tell you this?
No.
One time I went into one of these, right?
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of people. There was a Chinese guy, of course.
Yeah.
Sitting there taking a shit, and he had a newspaper out, right? Which actually I thought was kind of clever. You're kind of like, at least you're shielding your face.
Yeah.
And I've never seen this in my whole life in China. This is what effed me up.
Yeah.
But there was like a 50-year-old man taking a shit. He was playing a Game Boy. Like an actual Game Boy.
Wow.
In exactly this setup. And I was like, what the because I never saw one in China.
That's bizarre.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
very bizarre. Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of crappy. No, no pun intended. But when you walk into one of these, you really need to go to the bathroom. Yeah. And there's like a couple of people taking a dump there, and it smells bad, and they're smoking cigarettes or whatever.
Oh, the worst is the ammonia smell.
Yeah. It's not something that I would always wait until there's no one else in there and just hope very quickly, like to get my stuff done. Hope nobody walks in because it's super embarrassing. But yeah,
or stand guard.
Yeah. Now that's a good example of a great toilet. Of like a good quality public toilet in Beijing.
Yeah, and there's even a sit-down toilet, which is rare. That's why you filmed it.
Yeah. The weird thing about the sit-down toilets that you find whenever they usually have one sit-down toilet. Even in the hospitals I used to go and work in when I used to train doctors and so on, they'd have one toilet that's a Western toilet. I'd be like, yes. And I'd open it up, but it's being used as a janitor's closet. It'd have the mops in it.
No one's using it.
Yeah, it'd be like unusable.
Or it's all effing broken.
Yeah.
Because people squat on the toilet
on the toilet
and it breaks the seat off.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to sit on the bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's show you some examples of why a toilet revolution is necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. This was this in Inner Mongolia?
Yeah.
Yeah, this particular
It's actually key that you know that. Inner Mongolia, by the way, guys, so many people are confused. It's just a Chinese province.
Yes.
It's called Inner Mongolia. Yeah. We'll call it Neimungu.
That's kind of disgusting, to be fair.
I mean, that's not even a toilet at that point, but it's set up as one.
Yeah,
the veneer on the outside. By the way, it's on a main road.
Remember the smell, because I was filming this.
This is not rural. This is right outside of. I
mean, look. That's not rural.
No, it's not. It was a nice place, and it was very wealthy.
Look at how nice those the hotel across the way there is.
This was right outside of Hailar.
Yeah,
not outside. It's literally like right there next to the downtown section.
Yeah, exactly. This was where was this again? This was where we had those
beautiful
Heilongjiang. Beautiful rice patties.
Oh, it's Liaoning.
It's Shandong, right?
No, it's Liaoning. Okay, yeah. Liaoning up north. This is northern.
I feel like this is Shandong, but it might be Liaoning. Whatever.
The rice patties are in Liaoning.
This is just a normal truck stop. Okay, the smell is something that is it's just undescribable. Indescribable. What would you say? Is it?
Yeah, no, it's indescribable.
It's indescribable. Sure. It's also undescribable. It's whatever. That's just a normal everyday truck stop toilet that you'll find when you're off the beaten path a little bit in China.
So what I wanted to do, the reason I brought this up is there's no reason to talk about how gross and bad toilets are unless there's a point to make.
I mean, I actually have a video that's called Chinese Toilets Are Wild where this footage comes from. There's more.
Right, but you didn't make that video to show, hey, look at how gross this is.
No.
There is very important reasons to bring this up, and my important reason today to bring this up is that was just some random toilets we shot on some of our travels, right? Yeah. And the reason I want to bring this up is what you're looking at here is the toilet revolution.
Yeah, this is Xi Jinping's toilet revolution. So it's like, okay, now we're going to go and fix this, which I stand behind.
I absolutely support. This is CCP, like, what's it called, doctrine?
Yeah,
I bow down, hammer and sickle on my heart.
Please, toilet revolution, it's
Leave it there. Very important that we
okay.
look at this picture.
Okay, why?
Now, this is a government inspection of a great toilet revolution, right? Mm-hmm. And what I want you to see is if you guys have been around our channel at all, you'll know what the Laoban look is, the boss look, the boss attire. These are CCP officials.
This is the CCP Laoban look because they've got actual button-down shirts.
Top tier.
Now, a button-down shirt instead of a polo.
That's reserved for CCP
Yeah, that
top
makes
dogs.
you CCP top dog.
Right,
yeah.
especially if you're up in the north.
The rest is all the same. It's just the shirt now becomes a button-up shirt.
Yeah, so look at this. Mm-hmm. You got the whole loafers, you got the kind of comfortable looking dress shoes that are not actually dress shoes, you got the tucked in, but the most important part of this is the hands behind the back.
Yes.
And what they do is they'll go to where they're supposed to be observing something, like a new development, and they'll put their hands behind their back like that, and they'll look on, and they'll nod, they'll get the photo taken. And we've seen these faked before, by the way.
Sure.
Where they'll
the
just
floating officials.
Yeah. They'll take the photos, and then they'll leave, and then that's job done, right?
Yeah, look at the amount of TV cameras that are,
See that?
focusing on them to say, look, something's being done. Meanwhile, it's just a bunch of men standing around doing nothing.
They're going to go get drunk later. They have to get drunk.
They have to.
It's actually
so this is part of the toilet revolution. We've seen
Yeah.
these pictures. This is supposed to be like we're putting in new toilets and
Like
all
on
that
all
kind of
these
stuff.
places that didn't previously have them, put a coat of paint on it, put a new toilet there. This is way too nice for what you're normally going to
It
see.
says Weisheng Jian,
Yeah, it
that
does.
means toilet up there. Or I guess restroom.
Yeah.
But we wanted to test this theory.
Yes.
So this
'Cause
toilet...
this is 1 year ago today.
1 year ago. So a friend of ours happened to be kind of up in near Hailar, where
Almost exactly where we
almost
were.
the same spot.
Yeah.
And we asked them, hey, listen, can you just go to a public bathroom and film for us?
By the way, we didn't tell them why. We didn't
Yeah.
say we're going to do a 1 year update on the toilet.
No. We're just like, we want...
We knew he was going to be in the area.
Yeah. And this is what he gave us. I'm going to take us out of here so you can see.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, this is about 2 weeks ago. Take a look. Cigarette butts on the floor.
This is off the main road.
Yeah.
Revolution achieved. I want to bring this up because you often see, and you'll see Western media be guilty of this as well. Just putting China on a pedestal, even if they want to kind of criticize China or the authoritarianism, they'll say, no, but at least they get stuff done.
Yeah, green technology.
Green technology, because they use the statistics from it. GDP numbers.
Yeah.
Technological achievements, space achievements. All of these achievements that technically China will write down on paper and then give to the rest of the world, people will take it verbatim.
Yeah.
They'll use that as an example of, hey, China's bad. All right, there's no rights, no freedom of speech, no freedom of religion, genocide, etc. But
at least they're doing this. At least this is. And again, China is very good at putting out this whole facade of things being amazing and good. Look at the high-speed rail.
Exactly, that's a good one. There was a facade
Yeah.
for this toilet revolution thing
Yeah.
because there were certain areas that they redid the toilets, and it looks very impressive. But when you actually have someone out there looking around at places that should have been improved, because it's been a year and there's a mandate,
Yeah.
a lot of them were not, right? And that's just indicative of how China works. It's good enough for the newspaper and then the propaganda film, then you don't have to follow up on it. That's why you have no building maintenance. That's why stuff falls down. That's why you go outside of any main city center and China looks like a wildly different country.
Correct. So look, at the end of the day, what we're trying to show you here is that the promises that are made by the Chinese Communist Party are never kept, first of all. You can look at every single one.
Kept.
Yeah, I'm going to just go out on a limb and say, never kept.
Well, I mean, you do have, if you went to some areas of Shenzhen or something, they're going to have new toilets in there
Yeah,
for the toilet revolution.
Yeah, but I'm talking about it's supposed to be countrywide.
Yes, countrywide, yeah.
Okay? You can have people just going out there and saying China's lifted everybody out of poverty. In fact, that's a big talking point you always hear. But it's not true.
No.
You saw in last week's episode the rural village wedding. Yeah, because someone showed a rural village wedding, they got arrested. And you can see the dirt floors and the people living in poverty. It's just, they say something, and then they expect everybody to just buy it.
Yes.
Wholesale.
Yes.
And not question it.
Yeah.
And if you question it, somehow you're, I don't know, smearing China or anti-China or something. It's like, no. If you care about China, you want this kind of thing to change, you need to question it. Because if they say they're going to do it and they don't do it, and you show them this, like, hey, listen, this was taken 2 weeks ago. You said there was a toilet revolution. Why is there still this stuff going around? Yeah. Why can I still find this?
But the Great Toilet Revolution was declared a success.
Yeah.
A resounding success, and people clap and say Xi Jinping's awesome.
Yeah, and if you show this, you'll probably get arrested for
you would. You would.
Whatever that is, like disturbing the social harmony and
spreading
stuff.
rumors.
Yeah, spreading rumors.
Because they would say, this isn't even in China.
Yeah.
Or something like this. You know what I mean?
Anyway, I think we've talked enough shit for a while.